let's go with the Sicilian. Okay. Well, could enter the Sveshnikov Sicilian or the Rossolimo. We've seen this before. What game was this played? Quick trivia. Trivia time. What game of the World Chess Championship was this played? 2012. Yes. Forbesar coming in with the quick one there. Game 10. Well, what do you do? This looks a little silly. I might want to do it, though. If I do this, I don't like this move. Let's try that. It's a little weird. I'm going to do it, though. And I'm not in a position to really just play here as a follow-up, because I think there's a knight sack. Or can I? Push, takes, queen out, check. That's brutal. If I block, there's queen here. I drop my rook. Let's not do that. What about knight e7 to g6? I think that could work. Let's try that. I have to be a little bit cautious of like the knight moving and the queen giving check, but I think I have everything quite all right in that situation. All right, let's go here. I'm falling behind a little bit with development, but I am focused on potential pawn breaks. If this happens, my pawns do undouble. Just play my bishop here or here. If I go here and this pawn push happens, then my bishop is a little bit sensitive. Let's do this. If this pawn break happens, I want to be able to play this move soon, but that's not happening, is it? Okay, well, let's get castled first. Now the F file is going to open up. And I could really end up with a giant pawn center. Maybe I should have played e5 there. And then just d6. Because now, wait a second. How do I get my light square bishop working? Oh, actually, I'm threatening to get it working in a little bit. Capturing a couple times on this square, follow up with d6, and then pawn push. That's how I activate it. I really do need to be concerned about that guy, and I am actually considering taking with my pawn. Looks a bit weird, but if I go here, knight here is a bit annoying. I'm gonna go with the pawn. Giant pawn center. Big pawn center. Here comes d5. Big bad d5 here. What do I do if h4 is played? I probably bump my rook up so my knight could come back to f8. And my rook can maybe come over here. No, I'm going to go here. Now I have a fork threat. Big center. Very big center. Pawn push only delays my expansion in the center for so long. I just take, and here comes e5. Okay, here we go. I think this is now trouble. Pawns are pushing forward here. Tsunami of pawns. It's a fork by force. Maybe the best line is bishop back, pawn here, bishop here, but even so, 2 minor pieces for the rook. I'm going to go for it. It's fine with that. Get the queens off. Yeah, let's just get the queens off. And then how to recapture. Or do I even recapture? Since it was this rook that captured, now I could take here and be on the rook. So I'm going to do that first. And now I'll take here. And because I want to get my king working. And last stage is, well, let's scoot the king over a little bit more. Watch over this so I could play my bishop to this square. I don't want to allow a pig to land here. No rooks allowed. It's #1 priority right now for me. Don't allow these rooks to get to the 7th rank. That weakened light squares. I am okay with the rook coming here now, because this knight is pinned and unprotected. And now white's running into another fork because of the tough situation. This is something to definitely try and avoid. If you see that your opponent can not only pin, if you have a piece that could be pinned and it happens to be unprotected, it's very difficult to get out of that. Let's take with the bishop, guard this flight square, and now there's back rank issues. I'm okay with this rook getting active. I just come over here and threaten the back rank stuff. Alright, good game, Kronos. Let's back up. Back up, flip it. From your perspective now, let's see. What is the story? Following game 5 up until this point right here. Or did I say game 5? Game 10. Game 10 saw the move b3 by Anand. And then an e5 move. That was really neat. But we don't have that in this one. We have knight here. The moves are b3, d3, and castle. So not so sure about the knight c3 move. I know in many lines it might be advantageous to maybe play something like c4 to stop these guys in their tracks. But if you're bringing the knight out so early like that, it's not as not a strong possibility for these c4 moves. What else? What else am I trying to say here? So okay, I mean you went with knight c3, f6. I don't know if this is a good move or not, but I really didn't want to deal with the e5 move. If there's a drawback, it's that I don't have a lot of development, but then again, if I am given enough time to complete my development, then this starts to become an overwhelming center. Now, I think you have to try and like get something like f4 in, or maybe d4. I think if you just kind of sit, I'm not going to end up having any problems. Maybe something like h4, h5 to kick this knight around might be something you could be thinking about. Rook e1, I get more development in, and now that's an exchange of a center pawn for one of the flank pawns, and this starts to become just too much. I would be hesitant, looking back on this, again, I'm hesitant to go with this knight move. Consider castle here, or even d3. Having pawns on light squares, reinforce this. Go with the e5 move, maybe if you can, let's say, maintain it there, if you have enough support for it, but it was eventually coming under a lot of heat, and I don't know if it was a good choice to run with e5 when you did. So maybe work with some other moves at this point instead of the knight c3. And yeah, it just got to be way too much in the center. These guys, it's like a 5. Looks like a 4-on-1 or something. It's just way too much to deal with, I think.